Africa is on the throes of a devastating food crisis that has affected millions of people, but the crisis, according to the ICRC, is largely going unnoticed as the world focuses on Ukraine and other crises.
All over Africa, we are estimating that 346 million people are affected by the current food security crisis. That is 1/4 of the population in Africa. And the crisis is intensifying as we are going into the lean season, and we really think that we will see a significant increase in people that are in urgent need of food aid.
While the food security situation is worse in some countries, it spans from Burkina Faso in the west to Somalia, Kenya and South Sudan in the east, following a prolonged dry spell in some countries as well as conflict in others. Stillhart warns that in some countries like Somalia, children are dying as a result of malnutrition.
The Horn of Africa in general, Somalia in particular, but also to a degree South Sudan are obviously affected by the current crisis. We are particularly concerned with the situation in Somalia, that is really the worst hit country by the current drought. And therefore our focus now in terms of scaling up our response is very much also on Somalia.
The conflict in Ukraine has contributed to rising food and fuel costs, especially in much of Africa, which depends on wheat imports from Russia and Ukraine. Humanitarian organizations working in Africa face massive funding gaps as resources are diverted to assist those escaping the fighting in Ukraine.
Well, our concern is indeed that currently all the attention is on the conflict in Ukraine, that indeed takes a terrible toll on the population in Ukraine, and that this focus on Ukraine is diverting attention from this food security or food insecurity situation in Africa. So the reason why I'm here is also to ensure that there is sufficient attention on other crises than Ukraine, including that food security situation here in Africa.
The ICRC says it will ramp up operations in 10 countries to support an additional 2.8 million people, but even then, it will only be scratching the surface. Kimani, SABC News.